It's Friday night, broadcasting live from Nick's Garage, and I'm your host, Nick Penaritis. Well, it's a Friday night here. Here it is. I'm in my shop. As you guys can all see, there's no one here. I'm all alone, and usually Friday nights are packed with friends of mine or maybe people that want to work on the cars or whatever. But tonight, what's happening here in the city of Montreal, there's a big snowstorm going on. And of course, nobody wants to come here tonight because they're battling snow on the streets or whatever, and the snow plows are not out. It's been snowing since last night, all day, and still going on. And if you guys want to take a look, I'm just going to go out the front door just for a few seconds, take a look. And then I want to show you some cars buried out in my back storage facility. But let's go out in the front and take a look and see what's really going on. And then later on, we'll see if I can catch up on some of your comments. I'll do my best. But let me just talk about my shop a little bit, and we'll take it from there. So let's see what's going on outside. Actually, I brought this car in 3 hours ago just to get back at something. One of the brake lines got rusted out because, you know, we got winters here with salt on the road. I needed to replace the brake line, so I brought it in 3 hours ago, and the whole lower section of the car was full of snow. So, of course, none of my mechanics wanted to touch it. You know, it's raining on him trying to work on the car from underneath. So he said, you know what, let it stay in the garage overnight. It's heated, so it'll be dry for tomorrow, and, of course, we'll fix it tomorrow. So in the meantime, I leave it, and we don't care. With no rush. Tomorrow's another day. I want to take a look outside, see what's going on. It's cold, it's windy, and, of course, it's snowing. Let's see how it is. Oh, it looks like you slow down a bit. Look at that, there's no one around here. This afternoon was a couple of cars here. Man, it's getting windy. It's been snowing. I haven't cleaned my front parking lot yet. But anyways, you know what? We'll go take a look at the back where I got a couple of cars in storage and see how it is. Take a look around what's happening out here in the front.
Somebody says hi from Arizona.
Well, you know, Arizona, I know you guys don't get snow like we do over here. Up in Canada, we get lots of snow. And today's one day that has a snowstorm. And it's been snowing all day. And of course, nothing like Newfoundland had this past couple of weeks ago. They had a lot of snow in Newfoundland, so I feel sorry for those guys. They had a lot more than what you see here. But I'm going to go back out in the back parking lot. I want to take a look at something because I just took a quick look before, and I want to see if I can see the cars. So let's go out there. I'm just going to give you an example for you guys down in the south that don't know, or any part of the world that doesn't know what snow is or what snow covers to a certain amount. Because down here today, we got 40 centimeters of snow. That's quite a bit, let me tell you. Hasn't snowed that much in Montreal for a long time. But let's take a look outside. I'll get my little light, take a quick look, and let's see what we've got. And here it is. I've got a 68 Barracuda here. It's got buried in the snow. Actually, it wasn't that much until yesterday. And of course, right there, I've got myself a 69 Chrysler 300. Right over here, it's buried. Then I got a couple of trailers, of course. Then I got a few other cars back there. Quite a bit of snow. This is within all 24 hours. Quite a bit, isn't it? Anyways, we're not going to touch this until springtime. And then here's another car right under here. But it doesn't matter. We're going to wait till springtime. It's quite a bit. So what do you guys think, eh? This is the snow we got up in northern countries. Anyways, for you guys down south that don't know what snow is, here it is.
What a mess, eh?
Yeah, and you know what? I used to love snow, but now I don't like snow anymore. I kind of hate winters. You know when you're young, you love to play in the snow, you like going skiing, playing hockey outside. But now that I got older and you know, of course you love cars, I hate winters. But you know what? What can you do? I live here. I've been born here, raised. I'm used to this. So I can't say anything. I just live with it. But at least we got summer for a few months so we can enjoy our hot rods. So that's good for now. Let's go in the shop. I want to show you guys a rare Mustang. And this is pretty cool. Come and see it. Yeah. A lot of people have told me, have asked me to come down south to Arizona, Nevada, Florida. You know, if I was a lot younger, I would have, let me tell you. But now I'm stuck up here in Canada. Anyways, you know, at my age, I don't want to move right now. I would have moved if I was, like I said, a lot younger in the past, I would have done it. But anyways, it's okay. Let me show you this Mustang I wanted to show you guys. I've got a 1983 Mustang here that came from, I believe, in the state of Ohio or Pennsylvania. It's only got 23,000 original miles. This car here is an 83 Mustang Fox body, because I know a lot of you guys love the Fox body Mustang, so do I. It's a rare piece, it's all original, genuine. It's a GLX convertible. It's a 5-liter V8 Mustang, which is a 302. And my customer has it now for, I believe it's a couple of years, and he has an all genuine original. And he's a very, very picky guy like myself when it comes to original Survivor cars. And he had a problem with this car that he's gone through a few mechanics that asked him, he asked them to fix the, for example, the rough idle. And we had an issue with the rough idle on this problem with this car because a lot of guys were changing spark plugs, were changing cables for the wires for the spark plugs, of course. And they brought up the RPM to smooth out the engine at 1,400 RPM. And it still had that rough idle, you know. And then he came to me, he goes, if maybe I could see it. So we looked at it. I looked at it very closely. I thought maybe it was a vacuum leak or whatever. Then I started looking into it deeply, and I figured it out. The vacuum was 20 inches of vacuum on idle. So I figured there was no vacuum leak. So I said, you know what? I think this carburetor is running very lean. And of course, you know, the air-fuel ratio screws are capped. So they're not allowed to touch them or tamper with them. Like, for example, if I were to remove them and do whatever I want, that would be illegal in California. But we're here up in Canada. What I could do is there's no emissions to really worry about strict emissions. So what I did is I removed the carburetor, removed the 2 caps that block the air-fuel mixture screws, and of course, I richened that up 3/4 of a turn, and that's all I've done. Then put back the carburetor with the new base gasket, and of course, voila. Instantly, the car ran smooth, and of course, we brought it back to 800 RPM, and the customer was very surprised. It was such a simple fix. Only thing you need to know is that you have to have knowledge of carburetors. And this is where I came in. I fixed it for him. It was so beautiful at 800 RPMs that he's freaking out. He never saw that. After so many guys that looked at it, couldn't figure out the problem. So I've fixed it for him. He's very happy. Then he had a whole bunch of other things to get done. And then Vasily took it from there and fixed the whole list that he had. And now it's ready for delivery. And tomorrow, it's off to his house.
They want you to start it, Nick.
Want me to start it? Okay, let's go. Let me see if the battery connected. Yes, it is. Let's get it started. It's going to start. It's going to be on the choke, of course.
Beautiful interior.
Oh, yeah, it's a beautiful car. Very clean, and it's well kept from the previous owner and also the owner that has it now. There you go. We're not idle at all before. Look at that. You used to shake the whole car just on idle. It ran so lean, it was unreal. So like we said, we richened it out on idle. That's all we did, and it ran perfect. And that's all I needed. Look at that. And of course, we also had the clutch replaced for him because he told me, Nick, you know, while you're at it, there's a rear seal leaking at the crankshaft. So at the same time, when we had the seal replaced, we also had the flywheel refaced, put a new clutch since we were there, put new gear oil, and also fixed the seal leaking at the differential, put new gear oil differential, and also for the transmission, and now it's ready for delivery. And besides that, the customer's happy, he's happy with it, and of course, I'm ready to deliver. And then I wanted to ask you guys another question. There's another trick. I'm working on a Roadrunner, which I just finished, ready also for delivery. My customers asked me to install a line lock. I have it installed, and it's ready for delivery also. But the thing is, when you buy a line lock, it's a solenoid as big as my fist, and the guy wanted it not to show. So this is what I did. Actually, I'm going to show you something. I told my customer, when you buy a line lock, you get a switch right here. Okay? This activates the line lock. And of course, every time you press it, it also comes with a red light red light. So you hook this up to your dash, activates the red light every time you press it on when the line lock is activated. But I told my customer, I could do this because your car is equipped with a switch and a light. But then again, of course, I do it with a different way. But I'm not going to show you guys tonight. I'll go into details when upcoming video will come up and I'll explain it. But for now, like I said, it's all working, it's all there, and it's perfect. So when you guys stay tuned for an upcoming video, you're going to see how I do the trick, and then you'll see. And then you tell me if you like it or not.
And then we're going to test that line lock, aren't we?
Yes, and at the same time, when I show it off, I'm also going to make a small burnout in my shop before my customer picks it up, so you viewers can see it. Joe, how are you? How are you? Good? I was just talking about your car. Actually, there's no one here tonight because I figured with a snowstorm, who's going to come? Diehard. Diehard. You're a diehard. Yeah, anyways, by the way, you got a beautiful car there, man. Beautiful car. And I was just saying that I installed a line lock on this guy, and, you know, the customer tells you, I don't like this ugly switch on my shifter. He's got a pistol grip, so you don't want to put this switch on. Then you don't want to put this red light on. But I'll go into details on my upcoming videos, and I'll show you guys how it's done. I've done it on a few cars with a few of my customers. And to each one that I've shown it to, everybody wants it the same way. Like I said, these items come equipped from the car, right from the factory, and any production car, you have it. But it's a trick to putting it on, and when the time comes, upcoming video, I will show you, and at the same time, do a burnout. That'll be cool. Yes. It's going to be nice. It's going to be nice. So anyways, I'll leave it for future. I want to do a burnout, but I'll do it for another time. And there was something else I wanted to show. Oh, yes. Come here. This is what kills me. I spent lots of time. I've got a set of valve covers here. I'm not going to say who makes them. They're right here. I'll bring them out. Here's an example. I got them for a Vortec V8 Chevy motor small block. And I went through hours and hours going through every channel, through so many companies, trying to find a grommet for this, which eventually I did because I was lucky because I got a big box in the back with a lot of grommets. But the killer part is the oil filler cap right here. Such a big hole. It's almost 2 inches in diameter. I couldn't find a grommet or a cap to fit this. But you know what the killer part is? When you go to a Vortec GM original valve covers, they're all screw-in, or they have a grommet with a tube on their Vortec engines that come in trucks. So I did everything I can to find something to make this fit, but I couldn't find anything. Then I had friends of mine to look into it also. They found nothing. So if you guys stay tuned for an upcoming video in the future, I'm going to show you what I think of these valve covers. So for now, I'll let it sit, and I'll let you know. Because, I've lost a lot of time on this. I spent a few hours on the internet with a lot of people talking to, and I got nowhere with it, and they aggravated me so much. So next week on an upcoming video, I'm going to show you what I think of these valve covers.
Which engine are they going on?
And they go on a 350 Vortec engine. They come on GM trucks, cars. Very, very popular V8 engine. And then I found another set of valve covers that did the job so perfect, which I have right here. And you know what the best part was? Everything was in stock. I had everything in stock. Here they are. I got cast aluminum valve covers. Here it is, the Vortec 350. I got the grommet for the PCV valve. I got the breather, the grommet, and of course the oil cap. And I had all this in stock. No problem with these valve covers. And those chrome ones there, they wasted a lot of my time. I went through so many channels on my internet. I couldn't find no solution with it. And then I had other people. I even talked to my buddy at the GM store. Nothing. So I got really disappointed with them, and I got angry with them, and I really want to do a number on them. So you're going to see in the future what I think of them. Do we have any comments? Any special comments?
Lots and lots. Everybody's saying hi, checking in from all over the place.
Okay, I want to say hello to all my viewers around the world, and You guys, thanks for watching us. And don't forget to subscribe and share, of course, with your friends. And the most important is hit that button and subscribe, please. And then with that, I could do as much as videos as I can. I want to entertain as much as I can for all you guys. And if I show you as much tricks I've done to show you from 44 years of playing with cars and engines, I like to show them to you guys. Every once in a while, I'll show you them. So sometimes I don't think of it until one particular customer could come in and say, Nick, you want to do something for me, this and that? Then I think of it and I'll do it. And at that time, I'll also show it off to my viewers on any coming future videos on YouTube.
The comments are pouring in. They're asking if you're ever going to do a 383.
Am I going to do a 383? I did one a couple of years ago. I get a lot of 440s, but I wouldn't mind doing a 383, which is the same thing as a 440. And we did a 383 last year. I didn't put on the dyno because that was a quick job in and out. It went well. We only produced 340 HP on it, and the customer just wanted a refresh on it, which I've done it. I never put on video, but if the next 383 comes up, I'll put on the video and show it getting built, partial of it, and of course I'll put on the dyno. Wait for our camera guy George to make a video and show it off to you viewers, and I won't forget that.
Ed on the Ridge just chipped in to say hello.
Ed,
very big followers.
Ed, thank you, and hello, and all the followers. And if we have any more comments, let's see if we can catch up on a few.
If you want to have a look at the computer, they should be coming in here. Let's refresh this page.
Yes,
Two fellas.
Okay,
There's Nick.
I'm going to try to catch up. Let's see what we got. And these go real fast, Joe. Really fast. Let me see what we got here.
I think a few people missed the snowstorm at the beginning of the show too, Nick. We might have to go out again.
Yeah? Okay, you know what? Okay, I'm just going to answer a few comments. We'll go back out on the front or maybe back out on the back. You see the cars are buried in the snow.
You want to freeze to death.
That's right. Roy, what are you saying? Mopar or no car? Okay, Nick, you are the master. That's Rodney Brand. Boris Kolnestov, greetings from Venezuela. Wow. You know, I don't have the flag of Venezuela. Send me that flag, buddy. Lee Harris, go do you work on four bangers? Not really, I don't. Not four bangers, no. Rocket 19 from Atlanta, Georgia. Chris Griffin, greetings from Atlanta, 66 New Yorker 440. Okay. And Delaware Motorman, hi there. Fit you rock, Nick. Chris Butchman, hi from Tucson. Roland, okay, where is he? Roland Kisteton, love your show, Nick. Thank you. I love you guys, man. I love these comments, man. I mean, like, I got the best viewers in the world, man. Let me tell you, man. I don't know if you guys, I don't know if you want to call it a fan club or viewers, but you know, I read a lot of comments as much as I can. I even go through my emails, and I love what you guys ask for. And if you know, like, I try to help as much as I can. I open up books here. I go through a lot of homework trying to answer as many guys as I can, give them information. A lot of guys are building engines on their own. They can't come to me. They're too far. They call me for numbers, information, tricks. So I give them as much as I can whenever I can. And it seems to be more and more every week. But it's hard for me because I start to take notes and it's hard to catch up. Sometimes I forget. You guys have to excuse me sometimes because I forget once in a while. You know, sometimes I go home and I answer comments on my internet at home. And then, you know, try to remember every number by heart. It's not easy. And then you come here the next day. Try not to forget that comment from that viewer. Try to find a part number or something, or whatever the engine was, or whichever video we had it on. And I come into the shop, and then you might have a customer, you might have a viewer, you have a phone call, and you totally forget, you know. So I apologize for that if I never answered you. But, you know, you can always comment on the last video, which I always go to the last video. And then if there's a question, I'll do my best to answer it.
Here's a question I just noticed, Nick, from South Africa.
Wow,
They
okay.
ask, what's the biggest mistake you ever made while rebuilding an engine? If you want to share that with us.
Okay, that's a good question. Have I ever done a mistake? God, let me think. I don't know. Have I? Have I ever done a mistake? Never forgot to put oil? No. Valve covers? No. God, I don't remember. I'll think of it. From South Africa. And by the way, you know, I've asked for that flag from South Africa. I've not received it yet. Because I have a few viewers from South Africa, and they say cheers from South Africa. And I've asked them to send me the flag. And of course, I haven't got it yet. So I'll be more than pleased to get it. What was the biggest mistake I've ever done? God, I don't remember. I don't know if I did any mistakes. Have I forgot anything?
The man's
God,
perfect.
40, it's 44 years I've been playing with engines. I'm not so sure if I forgot anything. You know, we're human. We make mistakes. I've done mistakes. But, God, anyways, let me get back to that.
Maybe we have to ask Vasily.
No, well, she's been with us, what, 12 years, 11 years? If I go back 44 years since I started building engines, I don't remember. God, I'll come to think of it. Yes, look, one thing I forgot to tighten the fuel line on my Kawasaki Challenger the day we went to get it started. And of course, I was putting the car together on Sundays, and sometimes like an idiot, I answer the phones on a Sunday because sometimes, you know, I look at the phone number of the caller on the telephone, and when I see long distance, I answer it. And of course, I shouldn't, but I do anyways. I wonder who it is. It's probably another viewer. But I also answer my phones if I'm here on a Sunday. And but back to that question, what was the biggest mistake? God, I don't remember any.
Just forgetting to eat lunch.
Sorry?
You forgot to eat lunch one
No,
day.
you know, I remember one time on the dyno, I installed the engine on the dynamometer, and I forgot the flywheel. You know, I forgot the flywheel. That's one mistake I've done, which was a couple of years ago here in my own shop. I installed the engine, and I forgot the flywheel. And then, of course, you know, you put the starter on, you see no teeth, ring gear. Of course, it's not going to start. So I took the engine off the dynamometer, and back I went and got the flywheel, put it on, and put the engine back on the dynamometer to get it going. Besides that, I don't remember any other major mistakes I've done or forgotten. If I do come up and remember, I'll mention it.
Nice. I just noticed another question. Of all the beautiful cars in your shop, somebody asked about the Focus station wagon. Why do I keep seeing that?
Well, we have a few Ford Focus station wagons. They belong to my brother at the auto parts. They are the delivery cars. And of course, this one needs some repairs for tomorrow. So we brought it in from the store so we could do repairs tomorrow with mechanics. And that's it. So of course, they're part of the team. So and also these cars deliver every piece I need for all these engines that I've built here.
Very hard driven. The guys aren't easy on them.
Oh yeah, you know these guys, and these cars don't stop. They're 24/7 practically. They're like a taxi cab, and they pick up parts day and night, and they never turn off until the day is over. 6 days a week. Any other major questions? Let me see. Oh, they're all so good, man. Let me tell you. Johnny Zante, will you be doing a live feed at Carlisle? I probably will. If we have, what do you call it?
We get a signal.
If we get a signal, yes, we will, Johnny. Yes, we will. Anyways, you're going to be there. You're going to find out. Mark Ochuska, have you ever put a V10 on the dyno? No, I have not. I've driven a V10, but I've never put a V10 on the dyno. Not yet. Not yet. I know they come in Vipers, and they come in. My brother has one in his Dodge Ram 1996. It's a 3500 with the dualies, and he's got a V10 in it. And that's our tow vehicle going to the racetrack. And it's only, sorry?
Go ahead. Sorry.
And it's our truck that we use only that we only use it on the weekends and go to the racetrack.
Very good. There's a question here from James saying, please answer my comment
Go
on
ahead.
the valve covers, Vortex engine. If they're reversed, is it easier to put oil in when the engine is... Whoops, lost his comment.
Okay.
Is it easier to put oil in the engine in the car by reversing the oil hole on the cover?
Well, it depends. It depends. Some people like, of course, there's a left valve cover and a right valve cover. If you're trying to tell me putting oil in, for example, you can't put the oil cap on the driver's side when it's on the right-hand side because the power brake booster is in your way. So if you want to put oil in it, it's kind of difficult. So you put it on the passenger side, which is in the front, which in many cases is nothing there. Maybe a compressor, I'm not so sure. It's more access to putting oil into the engine. So what I recommend is the oil cap should be always in the front part of the engine if there's no obstacles in the way.
Interesting.
And when I was talking about those chrome valve covers, what I meant is the oil filler cap to close that hole, no grommet, no cap. So I was very disappointed in those valve covers, and you know what? I really want to do a number on them. I really do. They really upsetted me. So when the time comes, you guys are going to see.
They won't be suitable for use after you're done.
No, when I get done with them, they're going to be no use for anybody. And just to get my aggravation out, I'm going to show you what I think.
I've seen a couple of people asking, are you going to be at Mopar Fest this year? And
Mopar
will
Fest?
Kowalski be there?
No, I'd love to go to Mopar Fest and bring my Kawasaki Challenger there. Question is that I'm going to be out of town with my family in vacation. And it just falls on those dates, you know. I wanted to do Carlisle and Mopar Fest. But if next year we're not on the same dates with my trip in Europe, then, of course, I will be in Mopar Fest next year with my Kawasaki Challenger. But this year I will be in Carlisle because in July I'm here, so I'll be in Carlisle with the rest of the boys with my clients and my friends. And of course, many of you viewers, of course.
They're
And
awesome.
of course, Uncle Tony's garage is going to be there from Tennessee. So we're going to have a great time in Carlisle.
Fantastic.
Let me look at some other comments. Questions. Joe Friesco, always enjoy your videos. Thank you, Joe. Thank you. Drummond Man, 74. Figure he see if it keep posting it. Roy Brooks, Mopar Nationals in Columbus. No, I can't. I won't be. No, I'm not. I'm not gonna make it to Mopar Nationals in Columbus. I was there a few times, but not this year.
What part of Greece is your family from, Nick?
What part of Greece? Well, my mother's from the island Paros, which is the Cyclades, and my father's from Sparti. So that's where my parents are from, Greece.
So you've got Spartan blood.
I got Spartan blood, yeah. So when I get through those valve covers, you're gonna see what I mean. That's for sure. Joe Boham, do you ever work on small lawnmower engines? No, I give them to another buddy of mine that does them. I don't touch those things. Chris Carson, you go, Nick. We love you. Thank you. I love you guys too. Peter, where is he? Pete Loomis, Nick, what do you think of the 451 combo stroker big block Chrysler? On the 400 stroker 451, it's a great engine. It's got strong main webs in it. It's a great motor. Go with it. Sid May, can I ship a 7440 to get rebuilt? Ship it, man, anytime. I'll build it for you anytime, Sid. Just send it, and I'll take it from there. Actually, there's a lot of guys asking me to send 440s up here, especially from New York. Anyways, you know what? Whatever comes in, I'm going to do my best to finish every engine from every customer, or any viewer, I should say. Roll Rice, this is Sparta. Oh, I seen you. You guys seen that movie, eh? This is Sparta. Sid May, thanks. Neptacon, opinion on 350 Deluxe crate. We had a few of those Deluxe motors, 350 crate engines from GM or GM Goodwrench. Good engines, very simple. They're not expensive and they're not reliable because we had a few of them installed on a couple of Corvettes and of course other cars that just wanted a simple small block V8, small block Chev. And of course I bought a few of them from General Motors and they were great. They're great motors. Great, they're very good. Old car auto guy. Hey, Ron. Hey, Ron Jones. Jason, take care.
Old car auto guy in the house.
Yeah, he's in the house. Drummond Man 74. What's the most horsepower you've gotten out of a 440 Magnum? It all depends. 440 Magnum, like for example, my test mule without any aluminum heads or anything cast iron, and with just aluminum intake, 1.6 rockers, and with headers, we got 468. And it was a driver with enough vacuum to operate your power brakes. And that was the test mule we had on the dynamometer, would be showing off, and then we downgraded it from 468. But then again, I didn't show you the guys with the 1.6 rockers. I showed it up to 450 horsepower. But before my camera guy came here with the video, we ended up with a 468 horsepower. And then the very next day, we started with 1.5 rockers, which was a 450 something horsepower. Then we brought it down to the way it is in my test mill was 400 horsepower with the air cleaner on.
Nice.
Yeah.
You
Then
want to go walk around a bit more? Do you
sure.
want to show us more stuff? We'll come back. Yeah,
If you guys,
transmission you wanted to show us.
The transmission, yeah, I've got a transmission here. Somebody brought it to me with 1 inch of dirt, which we had to remove the dirt today because I have to take it apart. It's an automatic Torque Flight 727 from a small block 1972 Dodge Dart. It's right here. You know, I've done quite a few of these automatic transmissions. I know them pretty well. They're Torque Flights on a small block at 727. I've also done the 904s. And I had Joel today. He took a screwdriver and he took out most of the dirt because it was so dirty. I wanted to take it apart, but it was so filled with dirt, like within a grind of oil up to an inch thick. So he used a screwdriver and took it all off for me so I could start taking it apart next week so I can rebuild it for my client. And this is from a junkyard special. And this is the way I like them. They're unmolested. I take it as they came from the factory, and then I build them the way I want. And then after once they're installed, which of course I'm going to do the installation, then we beat them up, or should I say, put them to the base. And I've done a lot of 4-speeds also. And, you know, of course, I've done the 833 new process, 18 spline, 23 spline, good transmissions, but they're very tricky when it comes to removing the reverse gear. And actually, the hardest part of that is doing the O-ring on the reverse lever on the 4-speed on the 833. It's way in the bottom. Just to change that O-ring, which is like not even $1, you have to dismantle the whole tranny just to change that O-ring from inside the casing, which I've done many times. So, you know, when you get to that point, you change all the gasket and seals and you overhaul the transmission. And then after that, you put on the car, everything is good. Then I've got Mike here. I can't wait to put in the his actually it's a 500 cubic inch stroker. His engine is ready. It's right here in the engine room with the bright orange valve covers. I can't wait to put it in. But the first thing is I'm waiting for Mike to come up from New York so I can put in the dynamometer with him being present so we could take action with it at the same time. You know, I've done the Coronet with him, but of course he wasn't here. I've done the Coronet building the engine, putting it on the dyno, putting it in the car. Then he came here and just picked up the car. But in this case, I want him here with the stroker and on the dynamometer with Mary, his wife, and of course do the testing together and have a great time. And if you guys want to see, this Chrysler 300 buried out in the back, you want to see some snow, come and see this. Maybe I should go get the light, George?
We still got one?
Yeah, I'll go get it. Give me a minute. Yeah, I have it over there. It's in front of there. You got it? Okay, here we go. Let's take a look. I'm just gonna put this here.
This is for our late joiners.
Yeah, I want to show some viewers that never saw snow before, or you know, from southern countries or any other parts of the world, or maybe you guys don't know this, but come and see this.
Look what we have to deal with.
Look, yeah. This is what I got to deal with. But thank God these cars are only for dead storage, but they're nothing very special. But you know, they're not trailer queens. Right here, I've got a 68 Barracuda here, dead storage. It needs a full restoration. It's pretty well gutted out. And then over here, I got a Chrysler 369 with a full 40, or with a 3D3, right here. Then I've got a few other cars back there, all buried in the snow. And this is within, actually in 24 hours, all the snow came down. What came down a month ago was very little snow. But today, 40 centimeters came in the city of Montreal. And here we are looking at it right now. And right here behind us, we have another Ford Focus station wagon, right here. It's buried. Look at that, eh?
Like this, we won't be able to find it.
That's right. If it keeps snowing like this, we're really gonna get buried. Anyways, there's my trailer back there. It's got quite a bit of snow on it too.
Maybe drifted in.
Yeah. Well, you know what? This is northern country, you guys. This is what you get. This is northern country up in Canada. I'm sure there's other parts of the world that has more snow, but for you guys out down south or in that country where you don't see any snow at all, this is winter. This is snow. And look at it. It's like powder. Okay? There you go.
Those lucky
And
guys
it's
in the desert just put their cars outside and they last forever.
that's right. And this is why our cars rot here, man. And you know when it snows, the city of Montreal, or should I say every city, puts salt on the road. Then you drive over with your vehicle, and of course it collects the salt. It dries up on your car, and then it starts corroding. And then of course you need body panels. Well, that's it for outside. Let's go inside and let's shop. There you go. Quite a bit of snow there, right? And I've got a set of cylinder heads here. I'm working for Ron from Toronto, Ontario. I'm doing a little bit of bowl area work because I'm trying to gain him around 440 horsepower on his 446 pack with the cast iron heads. It's I believe it's a 69. God, I don't remember the car. It's a B body. I know that much. So when I get those done, then I'm going to do a valve job. I'm going to replace all his valves, these valve springs, put Viton seals, and of course, get it going. That's another project I got to do right now. And here's the other one, the Ford 427. Someone asked me, Nick, show me the rust behind the seats. Here it is. Since I have them out with the valves out of place, I'll show you something right here. There they are. See the rust right on the seats. Of course, this valve job was done, then the engine went into storage. And of course, it's probably outside or cold weather or whatever. And for that case, I have to do the valve job again so that when I put the valves in, that they sit good. There's no leakage. Here, I'll show you something else. There's no way. I'm going to show you something. Anyways, like this here, for example. No, this is the one I grinded away. Hold on. I'll just take a sec. I got to find one that, actually we know we've cut them all anyways. Actually, the valves are cut. All I have to do is clean the seats on this. Then I'm going to have them cleaned, lap them in, get the right valve springs, Viton seals. and someone else has ported them out before my customer bought this engine from Ontario. And of course, we're not going to change the heads. We're going to work with what we got.
Beautiful.
It's going to be good. Then I've got another engine, which I sent out this morning. It's a 346 pack. I'm building an engine for a customer of mine that has he buys and sells cars. So I'm going to build him a 346 pack. And I got the pins this morning. I sent out the block because we need a couple of things to fix on it to the machine shop. And then when it comes back, we're going to start assembling it. And of course, that's going to go on the dyno because it's a small block 6-pack, which I haven't done on the dyno for a long time. When I first moved here 7 years ago, I had a 346-pack on a dynamometer, which belonged to Leslie in that F8 green CUDA. But I know that's a long time ago, which we weren't on YouTube. Now that we're on YouTube, I get this engine on the dynamometer, and I'll be more than glad to show you guys what it does on the dyno. Because from the factory, it's rated 290 horsepower. We're going to build it, put it there. I want to do a little bowl area cleanup and see what we're really going to get.
Thank you. That went by earlier that I noticed, Nick.
Yes.
Somebody said of all the Mopar cars that you've owned,
Yes.
which one do you miss the most?
The one I miss the most is the one I owned for 27 years, which was a 1971 Hemi CUDA, which I've owned with my brother Philip. And of course, this is what brought us up in from street racing, or how we got recognized as the Mopar brothers or the Dodge brothers. We grew up with it. We used to race with it. We used to cruise with it. We used to go to, well, those days were not car shows in the streets. It was only the Bonaventure, which was every year in the month of November for one whole weekend. That was the only car show at that time. It's not like today there's a car show every weekend somewhere, you know. But that's the car, the 1971 Hemi CUDA that we had with my brother and I for many years, and for 27 years actually. And yes, do I miss it? Because everybody knows us from that car. So that car was very special. Very special.
Very nice. A couple of nice looking blocks sitting here, Nick.
Yeah, well, I've got a pair of blocks here. This one belongs to Ron. I'm ready to send it out to the machine shop to get bored out. And of course, this is my Kawasaki Special. I got to work on this one too. But first, I want to do my customer's engines first. And of course, this will be later on. But I have to have it ready for Carlisle because I want to bring it with me beside the car and show it off in Pennsylvania. That'll be great. Then I've got the small block Chevy Vortec motor, Chevy 350, which tomorrow I'm going to prime the oil pump before I install the intake manifold. Everything goes well. Then, of course, in a few weeks from now, we're going to install on the dynamometer and get that going also. What else? What else? What other comments we have?
Let's see. Here's love the Super Bee. Somebody's asking who owns the Ranger.
Ranger? That's another delivery vehicle that belongs to my brothers. It's another vehicle that brings my parts for the shop here also.
What do you think of flat, plain crankshafts?
Well, that's something new on the market. I think they're good if they're going to use them. I didn't do so much research on it, but I know they work. And of course, people ask me if they put them in a Ford engine, if they put them in a Chevy engine or whatever, will it work? Why not? It's just another V8. I think it will work. But then again, that's another story of its own.
Somebody's asking about the TA Challenger.
Oh, the TA Challenger? Well, we sold it late last summer because I needed to sell it, because I needed the funds to finish my Kawasaki project, because the Kawasaki project was not a cheap car to build, let me tell you. It went over budget, and the TA was a nice car. I didn't want to sell it, but anyways, I did sell it to a guy who's been bugging me for a long time on that car, because he had a few E-bodies, so I sold it to him. Then from there, after that, I went on and finished off my Kawasaki Challenger.
Anything on the dyno you want to show us tonight?
Anything on the dyno? Well, I have no engine on the dyno. All I have is the 427 that was on the dyno. We took it off last night. We got it working, but we're not looking for horsepower on that engine because there was a lot of things to be determined. I believe it's here on the floor. Here it is.
We're going to see more of this engine in Mondays.
Yeah, so this one here, no, we're not going to see any of these. The customer decided to take it the way it is because it just made a little bit over 400 horsepower. It's running great, except it's not making a lot of power. But he goes, Nick, to fix, I told him to fix it, we got to go with dome pistons. So he goes, Nick, you know what? Maybe we'll do it another time. But for now, he wants to take it the way it is. It's running. I got to work it for him. He's got more compression than he did before. And he goes, Nick, I know I put the peanut heads, which are the small, what do you call it? The oval port intake with the closed chamber to boost the compression. But then again, he's got some Merlin heads with the big ports, rectangular ports, with the Dominator, which I told him if you do that, put those on with the Dominator. We have to put some dome pistons, get it up to 11 compression, and of course he's got some racing fuel, and then that will make over 600 horsepower. So that'll be a project in the future.
Very nice.
Yeah.
What's going on with
And
the Volvo, they're asking?
the Volvo, well, right now the Volvo's in storage. He's been using it a few times this summer. He doesn't use it every day. So far, so good. So, like I said, if you had any issues, you would give me a call. But I haven't seen it this summer, and I guess it's running good. And I just also wanted to say the next engine coming up right here on this dyno, again, is another Chevy 454 that belongs to Steve with the 73 Corvette. I've been doing a lot of Chevys lately, the 427, now the 454. After that is Jeff's 350, and who knows, whatever comes in through the door. So here we have 3 Chevy motors in a row.
Nice.
Yeah.
He's asking, they says their sister wants to know if Vasily is single.
No, Vasily just got married last year. Christina, the lady with the pink 427 engine that's in the black Chevelle. Yes, Vasily's got married last year. Sorry.
Thank you for your comment, Richard.
Thank you for your comment, Richard. Yeah,
There we go.
yeah. Lucky man, Vasily. He got married to Christina, and they both have passion for horsepower. You believe it? They're the perfect couple, let me tell you. They're the perfect couple.
And they met in this very room, did they not?
Yes, yes. Matter of fact, they met right here in this room when she was building an engine with someone else. We heard it was a young lady that was building a 427 by someone else. I'm not going to mention names. And then she wanted to put it on a dynamometer to see what kind of horsepower it made. So the engine came here, and Vasily and I assembled it here on the dynamometer. And of course, Christina, his wife, came in the very next day, and she never saw a dynamometer. So when she came here, she was looking at the engine. She was wondering how it works. And I was here now with Vasily, and I told her, you know what? What am I going to do with explaining? Which, meanwhile, I knew she was single. That's what I was told. I told Vasily, this is for you, buddy. You explain all the details. It's her engine. You know how to run the dyno room. Give her all the details. And, of course, get her running and show her off. I mean, how to get the motor running and go through all the procedures, how to do a dyno test on her engine. And then from there on, they became friends, girlfriend, boyfriend, and now they're married. Husband and wife.
It's a high horsepower love affair.
Yeah, you better believe it, man. They love horsepower, let me tell you, both of them. I'm going to go read some comments. Do you have time to go read some comments?
You bet.
Let's go see some more comments.
The last question was, do you have a winter beater?
Yeah, I have a winter beater. It's right there up in the corner. Here it is. I didn't buy another car yet. I got a Honda Civic up there, which
Exactly.
yeah, this is
rod.
yeah, it's not a hot rod. It's just a winter beater. It's just for this winter, of course, just for a couple of more months, and that's it until I get my Hellcat out. But one of the brake lines rusted out, and I brought it in a few hours ago. And of course, when I brought it in from the snowstorm, everything underneath was filled with snow. You couldn't work underneath it. You had to wash off the snow, blow it out. And of course, you know, working underneath a car that's drenched with snow, it just keeps raining on you. So who wants to work underneath a car like that? I wouldn't. I've done it for many, many years. I gave up on it. I saw Vasily wanted to work on it. I told Vasily, don't work on it. Leave it. We'll let it sit here overnight, dry up in the heated garage. Come here tomorrow, and we'll finish it off and fix it up with, of course, when everything's dried up. And there it is. That's my winter beater.
See, it's draining now.
That's right. And it's still draining. Look at that. And then I brought this one in. That's for repairs tomorrow also. There's always one after the other. You know, of course, and we do muscle cars all year round. And of course, we do some general mechanics. I've got my brother's cars. I've got customers' cars. You know, a guy comes in with a Hemi Roadrunner, and he tells you, Nick, I need to do something on my brand new GMC pickup. He wants me to change his belt or something. We'll do it. Why not? I'm not going to say no. After all, they're all my clients. And of course, like I want to answer all the comments for you viewers as much as I can. Going on my emails, going home, read the comments. And of course, we always have viewers. Like we had another viewer that came in from Sudbury, Ontario this week. Came in for an oil change with his Dodge Ram. The only thing is I don't remember his name. God, there's so many people I talk to, meet, and it's hard. I apologize for that, but sometimes I'm no good with names, you know that?
I love them all the same.
Yeah. Anyways, Like I said, this is a beautiful Mustang, you guys. You know what, Joe? You gotta let me take it for a drive in the summer, eh? I want to drive this. This is awesome. With the top down, eh? You know what they say? When the top goes down, the price goes up. This is beautiful, all genuine. Right down to all the emissions. And look at that. He's got the original air cleaner, double snorkel, just like I have on my Kawasaki Challenger. Same way. It's genuine. It's original. That's right. This is a true survivor. Except for the battery. But of course, it is what it is. It's great. Here's another part. Right here. Here's an 833 transmission. This belongs to Pierre, the one who bought my keeper. Of course, I want to show you guys the inside of a transmission. Here it is. Take a look. There it is. That's a manual transmission, 4-speed, new process, 833 from Chrysler, and with an 18 spline, which comes on 440, 446 pack, or 6-barrel, or Hemi. And I'm going to take it apart. And I was saying before, this O-ring right here, there's an O-ring in there. When the oil comes out from this lever, which is the reverse lever, when oil comes out of that shaft, you have to dismantle the whole tranny just to change that little O-ring that's in there. And in this case, it's not leaking, but I had to take a look inside. My customer asked me, Nick, take a look, see if all the teeth synchronizer look good. And if it looks good, just change the oil and put a new gasket on the outside, and that's good enough, and then we'll just install it. And this is the one that's getting my keeper, the 426 Hemi. So I got to make sure it runs good. I want to make it nice. And of course, he was missing the cross member, like I mentioned last week, for the shock absorbers. This had the 4-link setup. We took it all down. We didn't like it at all. I didn't like it at all. I don't care what anybody else thinks. I got the rear upper cross member that supports the shock absorbers. They took it out. So I got a new piece from AMD. So I got Dan to come in, maybe tomorrow, and start installing it so I can start doing the rear suspension. Of course, we need this to start with before I do anything. And for you people, or some viewers ask me, how do you grind or weld with a fuel tank in the way? Like, you know, when you're grinding, you think it's dangerous. Not really, it's not. I've taken fuel that I've put on the floor, and I took a grinder with the sparks that fell on the fuel as a test long time ago. It did not ignite. But now that we're going to do welding in here, as you can see, the fuel tank is removed for safety reasons. Here we go.
For 47 minutes, Nick, if you want to answer a few more questions
Sure.
before we sign off.
Okay, let's go. Let's go get some comments, questions. Let me see. Let's go. I don't mind. Here's our front wheel disc conversion installation for the Roadrunner. We took off the front drums, and of course, we're going to go to a drum brake in the back. Like I said, this car is not going to be raced. It's just a cruiser. So I don't need to go full wheel disc or go crazy or anything like that. My customer who bought this car and my keeper said, all I want to do, Nick, is just cruise with it, not race it, not even burnouts. So you know what? It's an overkill already with the Dana and, of course, the 18 spline. It's good, but you know what? It is what it is, and it's going to be a nice car. And if someone asks me if this is a real 812 car, it is not. It's a 383 Roadrunner, but we're making it to an 812. That's what the customer wants. That's what he likes, and that's what I do.
That question just came up again in the comments. They're asking if it was an original Hemi car.
Yes. No, it's not an original Hemi car. It's a 383 Roadrunner. You know, not everybody could have a real Hemi Roadrunner or anything like that. You know, like, you know, there's only so many Hemi cars in the world, and there's so many people that want them. If everybody wanted a Hemi Roadrunner or any other car with a Hemi, it's impossible because they only made so many. So what do? Instead of spending, for example, a lot of money to buy a Hemi car, build your own. Sometimes you could buy one cheaper or whatever. For example, like a Hemi Cuda. You want to buy a 71 Hemi Cuda, convertible, original car, it's in the millions. But some people love them. You can afford it, so you build one. You take a 71 Cuda, convertible, whatever it is, a 318, 383, or whatever, take it out, put a Hemi, enjoy it. After all, you just, like, you guys build what you want, what you like, what you can afford. That's what we're all about. Not buying $1 million car. We don't have millions of dollars to go buy these $1 million cars. You guys, I'm just saying it for you viewers that watch me. I'm sure you're all in the same basket like myself. Just build what you like, what you can afford, and what you enjoy. And that's the most important thing. And if you have a dream, you want to build something, go ahead and do it. Look at me, for example. I built my Kawasaki car. I always loved it. It was a green car. Some people made comments. It's a matching number car. Why don't you paint it back to green again? I said, why? I want to build what I want. I want to do my colors. I wanted it white. So I painted it Alpine white. It is a matching number car, so who cares? You know what? Life is short. Enjoy it. So build what you want and stay with your dreams.
Fantastic. Richard Gill is asking you to explain the ball stud Hemi.
Oh, wow. They only
asked
made,
me a few
that ball start Hemi. I don't know what happened. It did not go into production. Would have been a great engine, I believe, but there's one. But then I heard rumors that someone who got it did some modifications and damaged it, ruined it, or whatever. Actually, who was the guy who made that comment that told me that? Anyways, I'm not so sure. I'm not going to mention names. I don't know the name. Anyways, I never went in production. I never seen one. I would have loved to get that Hemi, bring it here, look at it, study it, do some research on it. But my opinion, I can't give you my opinion on it because I don't have it. But apparently it's like a big block Chevy, I believe. Ball started candid heads or something. Would have been a great engine, but never went into production. Why? I don't know.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
They're asking if you like the Canadian Bricklin. Do you remember that?
The Brooklyn. Oh, the Brooklyn. I remember I had a Brooklyn many, many years ago. I've worked on at my old shop. This is the killer part. You're not going to believe this. It was a rough car. And every time I worked on it, there were spiders on me. That car was full of spiders. Every time I was working, I was looking at the master cylinder, I see a spider. I'm working into the dash, I see a spider crawling on me. I open the, I go to replace the heroes. I pull out the heroes. I have a spider crawling up my hand. Yeah, I know made in New Brunswick, I remember. The Brooklyn. Yes, I know those cars. They were great cars, but what are they worth today? I have no idea. But they weren't that great. That's what I know.
Yeah, watch out for the spiders.
Yeah, I'll never forget that one, man. I've never had so many spiders crawl on me since I worked on that car. Okay, any more questions? I'm sure there's a lot of questions, you guys. I can't read them all. Elvis King, how is the Chevy S10 coming together? There's the engine. It's coming, don't worry. Charles Stubber, what was the rarest car you have ever worked on? Oh, wow. The rarest car I've ever worked on. There's a few of them. God, I don't remember every one of them. The rarest car. One of the rarest cars was my own Hemi Cuda, 71, 426, unmolested. That's one of the rarest cars I've ever worked on. God, I've worked on so many cars, I don't remember every car. I'm sorry. There's so many cars I've worked on. But my Hemi Cuda is one of them. That was a rare car. 71 Hemi Cuda, automatic, all matching numbers, with only 30,000 miles. There were only 108 built, and I had one of them, all original metal. And then when I sold it in the year 2000, yes, that was one rare car, let me tell you.
Nice. That's the one we got a picture of you outside the school with it?
That's right, yeah. Will Stern, dreaming of even wearing Vanishing Point movie is played at Orange Julep with muscle car enthusiasts. Yeah, we have a lot of these guys at the Orange Julep.
What's the first motor you ever built, Nick?
My first motor I've ever built came from a 1970 Dodge Challenger 383 Magnum. That was the first engine I've built in my mother's back alley. I took it out the engine out of the car in the winter time. I took it apart in the winter. It was an unheated garage in back of the alley. Yeah, my first engine, 383. That was something. Buddy Light, do you see a big shop in the future? Do I see a bigger shop? Well, my other shop was 1/3 the size of this shop, but this shop is 3 times as big. At my age, I think I'm going to stay with this one. It's pretty big. I got enough room to do what I need, and it's great. So I don't need to go any bigger. PDG, Padga, what are your plans for the TA Challenger? I sold the TA Challenger. I have no plans for it. Sorry, it's gone.
Guys, we're gonna miss
Yeah,
that
Walter
one.
Brown, what are the key things to your 737 behind a 440 with 430 horsepower? Well, I put good clutch packs in it. Build it to actually a 430 horsepower stock TorqueFlite does the job with a 4 clutch or 5 clutch setup with a 2-inch or 2.5 inch front kick down band will do the job. Nothing major nothing. You don't need anything special to make a TorqueFlite good. 430 horsepower stock TorqueFlite will do the job because I've done many of them with even 500 horsepower. And all my clients that have Mopars with automatic transmissions, I've done them all. And there's no issues with them whatsoever. Believe me, don't go crazy with these things because I've told this to a lot of people. TorqueFlite is a good transmission. Oops, Justin Rennie. Hey Nick, there's an indoor swap meet favorite toys in drum. I'll be there. I know that one, Drummondville, but February 22nd. Old car scene alive. I'll be there. I'm aware of it. Old car Ottawa. How do you choose the right camshaft? Well, it all depends on the application. How do you choose a cam? It all depends what your depends what your engine setup. Depends how much your heads flow. It's a lot of things to look into. That's part of a package that you got to look into. That's how you pick your camshaft, Jason. Mario Robertini. Hi Nick. Hi Mario. Oliver. You guys want pizza? I'll bring some right now. Oliver, thank you, man. It's good, man. Don't worry. We're gonna be going home very soon, but we're good. Thank you.
Stay off
Thank
the
you.
roads. It's
Yeah,
messy.
stay off the roads. It's a mess out there, man. By the time you get here, man, good luck. Mike Widner, ever built a dyno high performance 273? Yes, many years ago at the old shop, I built a 273, and that was a 2-barrel engine. And you know what? I might have one coming in the future. I'm not sure, but someone told me something about a 273, 1967, I believe it is. If that comes in, I'll build it and I'll show it off on the dyno also. John Clark, my first car I wanted to buy was a 1970 RT convertible 446-pack green, white interior, $4,000. In 1980, I had to settle with 6i Mark 1, 3-front clean for $2,200. You should have bought that convertible Challenger, man. It's worth a lot of money today. 6-pack, wow. Rare also. Well, the Mach 1 is nice too, don't get me wrong. Old car, high, nice square body. Joe Jackson, did you ever dyno that 446-pack again with a heat riser, exhaust, manifold supported? Yes, I dyno tested it. What I did is the exhaust ports on the heads were opened up, ported out, not the manifolds, and the heat raiser valve. I did not remove the heat raiser valve. What I did is, it was such a beautiful setup, all new pieces. Since it used to rattle like this when I used to rev it, I welded it straight so it won't rattle, so it won't close a little bit at a time while I was putting it on the load. I welded it straight open, and I've opened up the exhaust manifolds a little bit to match to the cylinder heads, of course, and then we put it back on the dyno, of course only the manifolds that is, with the engine, and we got an average of 8 horsepower more. So I know we didn't show it on video, but that was the answer, 8 horsepower more versus porting the exhaust manifolds to the heads and putting the heat raiser valve straight open. I did not remove it. It was such a nice piece. I did not remove it. I just welded it, or should I say tacked it, straight open. And that was it. And we gained 8 horsepower. Sorry, I didn't put it on video because, our video man is not here every day. He has a full-time job. But we did our best. But at least I could give the solution, and there's the answer to that.
Here's an interesting question. What's the nicest car you ever wrecked?
I've never wrecked a car.
You've never wrecked a car?
I've never wrecked a car.
Once.
No.
Wow.
No, I've never wrecked a car. I drove once. I remember I was driving a 71 Trans Am, my car, back in the 70s. It was a 1971 455 HO. I was going down Park Avenue, and one of these guys just came flying out of Kentucky Fried Chicken and hit me right in the front fender. Well, the car wasn't wrecked. It was just a fender that we had to replace. But that's the biggest wreck I've ever had. That's the only wreck I've ever had.
Wow.
I've never wrecked a car, never.
Now, while we're on the subject of wrecks,
Yes.
it reminds me of a story of your brother winning a race on the roof.
Oh, yeah, my brother Philip, at Naperville, he was racing a Black Duster. It was at the finals, and he apparently he hit the brakes. Of course, there was nothing special brakes or anything like that. He hit the brakes right at the finish line. It's bracket racing because he didn't want to go under his time. So he hit the brakes, swerved over, hit the other guy on the side, flipped his car over, I believe, 8 times on the roof, at the finish line at 108 miles an hour.
No roll cage.
No roll cage. That was the bench seat, loose seat belts, and it turned over the car. The car was a total loss, nothing left. It was flat as a pancake. Everything was right up to the dash, to the rear deck, flat. And my brother walked out of it, and thank God he didn't get hurt, and he just walked out of it. And of course, he also won the race, and that was a $1,000 race that day, and he won it. And of course, he was driven to the hospital. He was skidded here. He scraped his shoulder. Thank God and then after that, we built another car after that. The Duster was a total loss. We built him the 2002 Camaro, and of course, that went full safety first, roll cages, seat belts, and all. And of course, now safety is always a priority in everything we do in racing.
So So you guys building your first race car,
Yeah.
don't forget those safety features.
Yeah, so if you guys build a race car, like I was telling Vasily, who's new in the sports, always have the safety first, seat belts, helmets, fireproof suits, and everything, and the car has to be safe too. If you can't pass tech spec, do not race the car. For example, like a lot of people are asking me about the Roadrunner. I've worked with tech inspectors at the racetracks, and I know that Roadrunner was not going to pass no matter what, right from the beginning. But anyways, we're going to make it safe. It's not going to be raced anymore. It's just going to be a cruiser, and it's going to be more than safe than to drive it when we're done with it.
Good stuff.
Yeah.
Somebody's asking if your cameraman's a Greek.
Is my cameraman Greek? No, he's from England. He's an Englishman from England, and his name is George. George, one day we'll show you guys George. When we hit 1 million subscribers, then I'm gonna get George in front of the camera so all you guys can see who's doing all the work behind the scenes, who does the editing, camera, color, puts everything on YouTube, narration, and what else, George? You do the whole package.
I'm gonna drive you home tonight.
Of course, you can drive me home tonight, but my winter beater is broken down. So I mean, George does more than enough. I mean, he's done everything. He's the man behind the scenes. That's all I can say.
It's
And George,
my pleasure. It's my
George,
pleasure, Nick.
yeah, and I have to thank you, man. You do a great job, especially with the when he comes up with the cameras above the carburetor on the dyno testing. That's very rare. Nobody does that. I mean, I haven't seen anything. I've checked other channels maybe, but you right down to the details. Oh, it's good stuff.
Thank you, Nick. I appreciate
You're
it.
welcome, man. I thank you.
We've gone a full hour if you want to wrap things up or if you want to keep
Okay.
going. It sounds like somebody's plowing your front walk right now, too.
Good evening, CCR Automotive. Ronin Kinushi. Yeah, give me a few minutes. Let me just read a few more comments if I can. Timothy Thomas. Oh, man. Eric Miller. Ever built a 63 Max Wedge, Nick? No, I haven't. I'd love to, but I have not built on a 63 Max Wedge yet or any 426 wedge motor. Kurt Keepers. I have a 79 pickup, 5 million miles. I drive it every single day. Should I change spark plugs? Have antifreeze? What does it mean? The antifreeze spark plugs are not good. Sorry? How do you stop that? Every single day, should I change spark plugs? Have antifreeze? And what it means, antifreeze spark. If you have antifreeze in your spark plugs, well, what it means is that you either head gaskets are leaking, or you have a cylinder chamber cracked, or cylinder. I don't know. You have to do. You have to take apart the engine, look into it. Check the head gasket most likely. Or you have water going into your cylinders from somewhere, but I don't know.
So
It's
at the
hard to
very
say.
least, he's got to take his heads off.
That's right. Take off the cylinder heads and take it from there, man.
Ouch.
Yeah. If you change your spark plugs, adding antifreeze all the time is not a good thing. Hello from Oklahoma. Hello there, Johnny. Robert Francois Trudeau. Any tips for a 331 firepower? No, I don't know yet. I haven't done a 331, but I'm working on a 354, and I just finished doing a 241. Do I know any tips on them? Not really, I don't, because I just got books from Joe who sent it to me from Toronto. Thanks, Joe, from Toronto, who sent me the books on these old, early Hemis. I've read some of the books on some of his books he sent me and some of the information. Is there tricks? Yeah, there's a lot of tricks like any other V8, But is there anything out there that you can find? Yes and no. And then if you're looking for some stuff, Hot Heads has a lot of stuff for these engines. And they have good tips on that too.
There we go. Somebody's asking you to check his earlier questions, but there's so many, it's hard to go back. Feel free to ask it again.
Yeah, okay. Robert Fortune, got the books? Got the books, yes, I got the books. If you have any questions, send me an email or a comment on my last video, and I'll try to you guys, like I said, I'll answer as much as I can.
There's a hello from New Zealand.
Here's the ones. New Zealand,
And
hi.
Brazil.
Brazil, yeah. Scott Lewis, do I like the Tesla cars? Yeah, they're good, they're good.
Check out Nick's reaction video to the Tesla truck.
That's right, we have it on video, you guys. You'll see my opinion on it. What do you call the truck again?
Cybertruck.
Cybertruck, yeah. I made a comment on it. We made a video on it. Not a bad thing, man. Let me tell you, that's the future, I guess. But you guys take it from there. And I made a comments as I watched the video on that.
And we hope to have a reaction video from Nick on the electric Hummer coming up.
Oh, yeah, the
Later
electric
this year.
Hummer. Yeah, 11,500 torque, 1,000 horsepower. Man, do you need that much? I don't know, man. What do you want to pull with that, man? 11,500 torque. What do you want to pull? A building down? I don't know. Anyways, that's another story on its own.
Tractor pull.
Tractor pull, yeah. Nova guy. Thanks, George. George, they're all saying hi, George. George, they're all saying hi to you, buddy.
It's my pleasure, fellows.
Nova
Thanks for
guy, Delaware Motorman, Sean Walton. George is doing something you can't find anywhere else. Keep this channel going. You can do it, guys. That's right. George is a rare species, man, what he does for our shop here. Let me tell you.
Onward and upward.
Like I said, it's a one-man team. Scott Weber, that truck has a lot of ugly on it. Which truck?
The Cybertruck, I think he means.
Oh, yes, yeah.
not
Well,
pretty.
you know, everybody has their own opinion.
It's all business.
Yeah, there's no round curves. I know it's all straight edges. I know, I saw that. Noisy Fulljoy, hi from Milwaukee. Yeah, Green Bay Packers, no?
Have
Hi
a beer
there.
for us.
Yeah. Noise Fulljoy, hi from Milwaukee. Oh, I just said that. Sparkomatic 100, old school rocks. Yeah, we're old school here, man. Even my phone is old school. Let me tell you, you haven't seen it. Have you seen the phone in front of the building? You know, it's a dial type. You know, when young kids come into my shop and ask me, guys, you know how to use this phone? They look at it and they go, that's a phone? I said, yeah. And then I tell them dial, and they look at it and they just put their finger through. I have no idea what to do. Boy, that's something. That's really old school in my shop, let me tell you.
It still makes calls.
That's right. Brad Steele, do you install your own cam bearings? Yes, I do, of course. We have our tool here, we install our own cam bearings. Make sure you line them up right whenever you do it, because if you get oil to your cam, you're going to burn something. Okay, the message is held for review. What's this?
Somebody had a message that Melissa's going to check out.
Brian Hackett, hello from Bowenville, Ontario. Larry Branham, hello, Nick. Say hi to Bo. Okay. Gary, Nick, why did you get off with that 70TA? What? Why did you get off that 70TA 45 HO? Why did I get? What does this mean by that, Gary? Why did you get off the 70TA 455? 70TA? That's the 70.
A couple things up there.
That's the 70. That was the 71 45 HO Trans Am.
Ah, there we go. TA Trans Am.
Yeah, Larry Branham. Hello. Say hi to Bo. Okay. Hi to Bo. Hi, Bo. Chris Butchman. Ignore. I'm gonna buy Nick a shirt.
Thank you very much for
Yeah.
buying your stuff.
Yeah, thank you for buying my stuff, you guys. Scott Weber, I was talking about the Tesla truck. Ah, okay, we know. We figured it out. Yes, the Tesla truck.
Watch our Tesla truck.
Hey, you see how fast they come back with the reply, man? If I make a mistake, bang, you see it there, man. Hey, that's cool, man. That's really good.
There's your name in red.
Yeah. Hey, Johnny Zonta, we see many pictures on your walls. You ever explain what they mean? Yeah, there's a lot of memorabilia back there on the walls. Johnny, one day we're going to make a video on that. One day, yes. I like to do it in the summertime when the doors open, when the sunlight's in. We'll talk about it. Sean Walton, Ryan, haha, so sorry. Oops, so sorry, you, man. Thoughts are you. Thoughts are with you, sorry. Vanishing Point, what's this? Hold it. Where is it? Almighty. Hey, Nick, if they do a remake of Vanishing Point, they should use your Dodge. I'd love to, buddy. And let me tell you, they make a remake of Vanishing Point. Let me drive my car. I'll even drive it harder than Barry Newman did. And don't forget, we have no backup cars. We only have one. So every time we break it, we're going to have to fix it fast. So, yes.
Get it back.
And, you know, you could depend on me, man. I'll bring my car and I'll do it. Any remake of Vanishing Point. Dog Reno, 69 is the best muscle car. Yeah, I know a lot of people love the 69 Camaro. Oh, it's a great car. Nice, of course. It's American favorite. I always said that. And, of course, very popular. Larry and Branham. Nick, what is the max horsepower from a 440?
He's been asking that all night long.
Is that right?
To that question.
Well, the ones I've done here with aluminum heads, we pulled out 600 horsepower. Right now, I've got a 440 here stroked out to 500 cubic inch. We're hoping for around 650 horsepower from Mike for a 66 satellite, which will be in a future video. So we're going to find out then, okay?
So subscribe.
So subscribe, you guys. Hit that like button. Share, you guys. There was something else I wanted to say. What was it? Something else. I forgot.
Subscribe, ring the bell.
Yeah, ring the bell, you guys. Subscribe, man. Get all your friends to share and watch.
And thank you very much to Melissa for being our moderator.
Yes, of course, Melissa. Thank you for being our moderator. It helps, eh? She's good. And she's quick.
She's doing a great job.
Melissa, thank you, Melissa. And we got here Steve Anderson. Hi, Nick. You've got a beautiful shop from Bonnie Lake, Washington. Thank you, man. Thank you. Dave Chaplow, what's the fastest, scariest car you've ever driven? Maybe I should mention I don't want to say how fast I was doing. I drove my Hellcat one night at 3 in the morning. I'm not going to say how fast I was, but
off-road, we'll say.
let's just say off-road. I was almost at 300 kilometers an hour. It wasn't scary, but it was dark, and I had to slow down after a while because you start thinking, man, you're flying, and if something gets in your way, boy, you're not gonna stop. So, yeah, that was one of the scariest moments. I was only doing it for a few seconds, of course. It wasn't an all-out road, of course. Anyways,
Don't try this at home.
yeah, and don't you guys try that. Yeah. Look at this, Larry Branham. Brother, I subscribe and ring the bell. Thanks, Larry. That's the way to go. Sean Walton, thanks, Melissa. Yeah, there's Sean. She's someone else thanking her. Brian Joy, hello, Nick from Long Island, New York. What is your choice for a budget front brake disc conversion on a 70B body? What I've done is, like these conversions for B body, we take them up from an old Duster or other, most common is from an A body with disc brakes. They bolt on, you use the spindle, the disc, the caliper, change the brake hose, and you got it. It doesn't cost you anything. It's the same bolt pattern, 4.5 inch from a 72 or 73 in later Duster, which is very common disc brakes, and they bolt on. It's very cheap budget, and it's pretty good, and it works good. You got the caliper, spindle, brackets, everything you need. So for the 350 olds you didn't. What's that? I don't know. Here's another one about Italians. Nick, bro, you some Italian cannolis for your boys tomorrow? Cannolis. Bring him. Cannolis.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Brian Joy, awesome. Thanks, Nick. Sparkomatic 100. Nick, I want that rebuilt and make my 5.4 into a torque monster. Bring it and we'll do our best, man, on the 5.4. Mr. Mike, love you in Cleveland, Ohio. Cleveland, Ohio. Hello, Mike.
Howdy, Cleveland.
Big Al, did you ever talk to Ray Barton? I've known Ray Barton for many, many years. I've talked to Ray Barton many times. He used to be where he used to have a shop here in Montreal until he moved to Reading, Pennsylvania. And yes, he's a great guy. He knows me very well. And he's a man with Hemis, of course. And he's a good man. He's a very good man. William Smith, 186. Wow, 186. Is that videos? We have 186?
I'm not sure what he means.
186, wow, right here. William Smith.
Oh, maybe that's the Speed
Yeah.
300K?
JP Giroux. Hi, Nick. JP. Mario, best channel on YouTube. Thank you, Mario. Larry Barna, have you ever met Barry Newman? No, I've not met Barry Newman. I'm trying to find him. I heard lately, I don't know if he lives in Massachusetts or California. I'd like to meet him, go there, take him for a ride with my car. And I know he's been, he's seen, I'm sure over the years, has been bothered with a lot of people with their own cars. Of course, a lot of people build vanishing point cars. And, you know, I have people that I've seen 72 Challenger, 6-cylinder Challengers. Just because they're white, they all call them vanishing point. But I wanted to go into details that the car he drove from the factory was a U-Code 4-barrel, 4-speed Dana car, like the one I have, right from the factory. So I want to go meet him, take him for a ride, of course, and take a few pictures with him. And of course, if he wants to, I know he's what, 80 plus years old, I'll even let him drive my car in any way he wish. And you know what? Whatever happens, happens. I don't care. You know, it is Barry Newman. And yes, I love to meet him. If there's any way I can find him, I'd like to go and meet him. And if it is in LA, then I don't know what I'm going to do. I'll see what I can do. We'll find out then.
Oh, if anybody knows Mr. Newman, maybe they
Yes.
can put us in touch.
And if anybody knows Mr. Newman, of course, get in touch with him for me or find me a way to contact him, and I'll do my best and meet him in person.
Fantastic. You're going way overtime here, Nick.
Yeah, Drummond Man, okay. Drummond Man 74, Nick, have you ever checked out the new 426? Yeah, Hellfan Motor 1000. Yes, I know about it. Yes, yes. Graveyard Cars got one on the house from Mopar Performance. Yeah,
Nick, isn't a Dana 60 stronger than a 9?
they're both good. They're both strong. I didn't have any issues with no 9-inch or any Dana 60. They're both good differentials. The reason they put a 9-inch on that is maybe because when they go racing, you don't want to change gear ratios. It's a lot faster with a 9-inch than it is with the Dana 60. Ron Berry, time for some Uzo. Yeah, it's true. We have no Uzo tonight. Oh my God, I forgot it, man. Ron, next time, I won't forget. Thank you. Finger Sled Dave, I thought they were 3D3 cars. Yes, which one? Yes, the Roadrunners? Yes, they are 3D3 cars.
Oh, there we are. Your 300 kilometers is 186 miles per hour.
Oh.
That's what the 186 was.
Oh, okay. Miles per hour. It was, eh? Well, it was only for a few seconds, so now I know. Thank you.
That's complete.
Somebody's doing our math for us, eh? Conversions, yeah. That's good. Larry, Where is he? Larry, what is your first build? 3.3 Magnum from a 1970 Dodge Challenger. That's my first build. Back in 1974. Mr. Mike, hey Nick, what about a Chevy 396? Yeah, I've built a few of those, let me tell you. And it's a great engine, I love them. And Dave Chaplow, Finishing Point is the best car. Finishing Point is the best car movie ever made. Yeah, that's it. Finishing Point is the best car ever made. But what other movies do you like? I like Bullet. I like Dirty Mary, Crazy Larry. I love all car chase movies, and especially the one in Gone in 60 Seconds, the original one back filmed in 1971. And that was real action, you guys. And when they wrecked those cars, hit the poles, even though they did them on purpose or not, they filmed the way it was. And that was great. It's all live. It's like we do here, man. Whatever happens here, it's all real. If we screw up anything or do something good, it's all real. Like my camera guy George says, Nick, you can't do nothing fake. You're not a TV show. You got to do what you really do, what you feel. I say what I want to say. If we make any mistakes, I'll say it. And it's all real. I don't know what to say. We don't make them nothing. I don't read any scripts. It just comes out. I say what I want, and I say what I feel.
Don't need to make it up. There's so much good
That's
stuff
right.
here.
Yeah, we do a lot of good stuff here, and if there's any screw ups, you guys will know about it. Don't worry. Look, if we put cameras on an engine, we dyno test, and of course, if they blow, if anything happens, we never had any blow up engines, But of course, we're gonna leave it live, and of course, all your viewers are gonna see it. Of course, people like things when they break down. We haven't any of these yet, but you never know. Anything's possible. It's mechanics. Anything's happened. We're human. We make mistakes, and who knows the future? Then we'll know then.
We see a few fireballs coming out of the carburetor in Monday's video.
Yeah, you're gonna see a few fireballs. Yeah, coming out of the next video coming up on Monday. You'll see. But then again, nothing broke. Just a few flames. Just like we had that Pontiac 455 that caught on fire. Nothing big deal. Just an oil leak from the valve cover caught on fire. No big deal. But anyways, it was good. It was good stuff. What else? Dana Tataku, a Mad Max original. Well, the Mad Max we built was for Chris. We wanted to make the car. Well, he had a Canadian, American Torino. We made it to a Mad Max with a fake blower, just the way they had it in the movie. Of course, you got the blower from the guy named George in Melbourne, Australia. Brought it here. We made it fit in his car. Made it look as best we can. He loved it, and of course, is it real? No, but it's a copy.
People say they can't hear you, Nick. I'm going to change microphones.
Oh yeah? Oh my God! What happened? We lost the mic.
Can we hear us now? We just
you hear
unplugged
me?
Nick's mic.
Can you hear me now?
Oh, sorry, Nick. Now we're on a mic here. It's going to be less quality, but hopefully we can still hear.
I'll talk a little bit louder then. I just want to read a few more questions. Here we go. Drummond Man, 74. There were 5 Challenger RTs used in Vanishing Point. 4 were full 40s and 1 was 33. Yes, that is correct. And I believe one of the cars was F8 green painted white. That's what I was told, and I believe it. And of course, I'll believe it because my car used to be F8 green. So that's how real my car is. Okay.
Oh, they were saying the sound was good. Anyway, hopefully they can still hear you. Now we're on the other mic.
What plugins do you use on a full for a RJ12YC? RJ12YC is what I use on a full 46 pack in many cases. Oh, it's good. Johnny Saunders says sound is odd. Johnny Saunders said it's odd. I don't know. Let us know if you guys can't hear me. Let me know. Now, where did you start your shop? Larry, where did you start your shop? I started my shop in the back alley of my mother's house, and then from there we started in a shop downtown on Saint Denis and Laurier area 28 years ago. And we're here at this new shop 7 years ago, George?
Something like 7 years? 7, 8?
Yeah, 7, 8 years. Okay, Mike says we're loud and clear. Thank you, Mike. Here we go, Larry. Okay, let me see now. Tech Crew Man, sound is good for me. Okay, the sound is good, George.
Excellent.
Don't worry about it. Okay.
Carrying on.
Oliver, sounds great. Okay, they're all saying the sound is good, man. Jim Zeller, hey Nick, why are the 40s mostly overlooked? Because of piston availability? Well, you know what? You could build a 413. I never had one come here. I've seen one, but I never built it. But you know what? Today, any company could make your customized pistons, so that's not a problem. You can build a 413, and okay, they're not pistons over the counter, ready made, but if you order them, they'll make it for you, and then you can build your 413. So there's no reason why you can't build it. Brad Steele, my favorite 1964 A990 Hemi Belvedere. Nice. There's a few of those around.
Sound is fine. Mitch Goldman make best. Mali make best pistons. Mali, yeah, they all make good pistons. You know, Mali makes pistons, of course. I've used them. I've used them also for stroker engines. They're good stuff. Falcon X32. Hey Nick, just setting up for Bonington Car Show, Western Australia on Saturday morning. You have a great Friday night. Thanks for the show. Hey, you guys, good luck with your show, man. Up in down in Australia, I should say.
Nice.
For them, it's Saturday over there. Okay, here's
They're in the
Friday
future.
night. These guys are way ahead of us.
They're in the future.
Yeah, we're in the back, man. You guys are in the future. Harold Dollar, can you hear better now? Can you hear? I guess, yeah, I think I hear.
Everybody says they can hear now.
Harold Dollar. Okay, here's a Douglas. Say that you teach what? Douglas. Dr. D. Regina is a. Hold on, how do I stop? It is sad that they do not teach a lot of the engine rebuilding skills that you should be taught. Car rebuilding, engine rebuild. Wow, I do a lot of rebuilding here. Let me tell you. You know, if we had yeah, you know, sometimes, you know, I do rebuild carburetors because it's part of our nature here in that shop, you know. Look at that Mustang. We didn't rebuild it, but we tuned it for the gentleman. Hey, Joe?
That's right.
We got it running. There's the man right here himself in person. Larry, thank you. Banham, thank you. Dave Chaplow, you're always the first video I watch on Monday mornings. It's great to start with the week. Now it's even better. I end up with the week with you. Monday mornings on video and Friday nights live with me. Thank you, man. That's too much, man. Thank you, Nick.
We appreciate you for watching.
Dave, yeah, Dave. Thank you, Dave. Hey, we're doing pretty good every Monday morning.
I don't know how I do it every week.
I-
I surprise myself, but somehow we keep getting them out.
Yeah, you know, it's hard to make a video, you guys. George, you know, of course, goes to the details with it, puts a lot of time, he does his best, and every Sunday night we go for the video before we put it up Monday morning. And so far, you have not missed one Monday morning, George. You're great. You're great. You're a great guy, man.
Thank you, Nick.
24/7. That's how he works on his videos, man. 24/7. Hey, let me tell you something, man. If you had a family, how would you gonna do this?
I don't think I could do both, or my,
know.
my wife would be very angry with me all the time.
And then, and on top of that, you got a full-time job.
Yeah.
Wow. Tall John's Fun Shop. Can you someday show us your flow bench? It's true, eh? I use it sometimes at night. Very rare. You know what? I will. I did make a video one day on a flow bench, but I think it was too technical a long time ago. And I was showing a few people here in my shop, and they were freaking out. They were, I think they got lost. But then next time, you know, I'll make it more simple. Okay, I'll make a video on that one day when I can. I will. All right.
Maybe for the Kowalski engine. Are you going to do any work on the heads on that?
Yes, I'm going to do some work on the Kowalski. Maybe, you know, what you do is you take the flow bench, you take a cylinder head, the way it came from the factory, and you flow it. And then when you do some work on it, you want to know if you improved it or not. And if you improve it, this machine will show you how much you improved it. And of course, when you improve the flow on a cylinder head, you also improve the camshaft to give you more power. So that's what we call as related, that they work together as a team, as a package. So when you build engines, one thing has to work with another. So porting heads, you go to a bigger cam, you want to get more air into the engine, playing with intake manifolds, like headers and so forth, makes power. And yes, a flow bench is a very important tool in the shop when it comes to building high performance engines. Hey, Gonzo59 says you don't sound British. Okay, I know.
Been here a long time.
Yeah, he's been here in Canada since 1971.
Yeah.
Okay.
Got dragged over as a wee one.
Okay, so we're gonna let go, man. What time is it now? We're gone at 8:30 almost, eh?
And
Oh, wow.
sorry, Gonzo59, for missing all your messages the last couple of weeks.
There's a frame here. What's with this? 350 holes, number 8. What would have been the final outcome if you were using it? That I don't know. I haven't tried it. You know, the Oldsmobile that's using 6, 7, whatever. You know, we don't have every. A lot of people ask me, why don't you try this and try that and try different carburetors, try different headers. You know, we don't have. We just have a shop. Sometimes I use some of the equipment that I got. Sometimes I use the equipment or the parts my customer has. We don't go out and try different thousands of carburetors and spark plugs and wires and headers or mufflers or, you know, we just do a basic build and work with what the customer wants and what we have and work with that. Sometimes, you know, some people ask me a lot of things like, Nick, why don't you try a different carburetor? Sure, we know, like for example, go to a bigger carburetor. You know, our dyno room, our dyno instruments are telling us the 750 carb you're using when the engines are consuming 650 CFM, why would I want to go to a 950 or 1000 CFM carburetor when the engine demands only so much? But anyways, it's a science. When you guys learn this stuff, you'll know what I'm talking about. But like I said, we cannot take everything, and we can't afford trying everything. And it was, we only have what we have. You know what I'm saying? And George will sometimes ask me, some people tell me try different heads. We don't go out there and look for heads. Who's going to pay for all that? We don't have a big allowance from anyone who supports us, so we do with what we have.
Yeah. I think we're very lucky that you get a wide variety of very interesting things coming into the shop all the time.
Yeah.
There's always something to see.
Of course, and whatever comes into my shop and whatever we build, I'm going to try to show everything to you viewers here on Nick's Garage channel here on YouTube. And like some people want to come with a different engine, I'll do my best to build it. And of course, if there's any tricks or anything new, I'll talk about it, put it on the dyno, and we'll take it from there. And you guys, I want to wish you all a good night, of course, from us here in Montreal. And to the world, thank you for watching us here on Nick's Garage, live broadcasting here from Montreal. And I want to say, there was something I wanted to say. What did I want to say, George? It was just not to forget. There was something.
I always remind you to thank your wife, but
course,
I'm not sure you wanted to.
Thank my wife, but I'm never home. I'm always here at my shop. I want to thank my wife, of course, and I want to thank all you viewers for watching us, subscribing, sharing, and share, of course, with everybody else to watch us. And I want to thank you all for being with us here tonight, also.
Should we take one more look outside to see if they cleared off the snow yet?
I don't think so. You guys want to take a look outside and see if they clear the snow?
I heard some beeping going out there.
I doubt it. Let's go take a look. Do I need this? Let's go try this. See if it sounds good. Oh, it's going to be a nice drive home tonight, let me tell you.
Not that bad.
Let's take a look. It's nice and warm in here. And it's time to go home. It's been a long day for me. I've been here since 7 o'clock this morning. And of course, I'll be back here tomorrow morning, 8 o'clock on a Saturday. I've got some more engines to work with. And of course, let's take a look one more time outside, see what's happening.
Sign off from outside.
Oh, here we go. Oh, it's not snowing anymore.
Oh, he still hasn't cleared it.
No. Where's my guy who cleans the snow here? Anyways, you better have it done by tonight, I guess. And it'll still be here tonight. Of course, like he tells me, make sure your driveway's no cars parked on it. He'll come by and clean it up tonight. Anyways, I have faith in him. There it is, full moon.
Well, if we can see that tonight. There it is.
There it is.
Through the snow.
Yep. Well, let's pack it up and let's go home.
So thanks for joining us tonight, everyone.
And thanks for joining us, you guys. Thank you, and goodbye. Thank you.
Catch you on the next one.
Okay, stay tuned for next time.